Hello, my name is Brenda Lombardi, and I'm going to share with you the worksheet in your Real Love and Real Life notebook about sexual arousal leads to sexual intercourse. Teenagers, if you can turn to page 9 in your Real Love, Real Life workbook, and parents, you can turn to page 10. As you can see, this worksheet is about sexual arousal leads to sexual intercourse. Girls, it is so important that we understand the differences between guys and ourselves when it comes to sexual feelings and sexual arousals. I mean, we know that we're different on the outside, but we are also different on the inside. And that it's important that we respect and dignify these differences. The more we understand these differences, the more we can practice this wonderful virtue of chastity that respects the differences and uses restraint to channel our sexual desires into loving behavior. So let's go down to the last half of this page where we have a great analogy that's really going to give you a great perspective about the difference between girls and guys in their sexual desire. The first one is, as you can see, the female is the slow cooker and the male is the microwave. And what's interesting to know, here is one of the differences. Girls are much more relational and romantic. When you meet a guy, you're writing your name down, you're dreaming about being their girlfriend, maybe you're even thinking about adding their last name to your name, and how does that sound? You might even be planning your wedding and wondering what your children are going to look like. And for boys, as the microwave, they're a lot different. Boys are much more sensual. They are much more sensitive to touch, sounds of your voice, the touch. So these are the differences. So when we look at this continuum and talk about it, keep those things in mind. So let's say you first meet a boy. As you can see, as far as sensual desire, you're pretty much off and the boy is on warm and you're just together. And then as we progress, you start to hold hands. You're both warm, but then where we see some differences, you start to kiss, a simple kiss. You're on warm, he's on low power, so he's coming up. Then you start making out. This is a longer kiss and a tighter embrace. You're on low power, he is on high power. Here's where the differences start. Again, that reacting to sensual touch. The next step is sexual touch with clothes on. You're on medium power, he is cooked. Look at that. Let's progress to sexual touch under the clothes, especially in areas covered by the underwear. You're on high powered, he is ready. He is ready to go. Keep that in mind, girls. We progress on to genital touch. You're cooked, he's ready, and then once you're naked together, you're both ready, and the next step is sexual intercourse. Now, I want to ask you this question. Who is really ready for sexual intercourse? Is it the two high schoolers who think that they're in love? Maybe it's, the couple that's in college or out of college living together. Who's really ready to have sexual intercourse? Well, you know that God designed sexual intercourse for bondings and babies in marriage, not for it to be outside of the marriage covenant. So we have this wonderful virtue of chastity that allows us to love purely through our minds, actions, and our words, that is going to help us respect these differences in sexual arousal with boys and use restraint and respect and reverence to channel our sexual desires into loving behaviors. Now when it comes to you girls, because you know that boys are more sensitive to touch and smell and what they see, you're going to use restraint in regards to and think about what you're going to wear and your appearance and how you act around boys. And boys, you're praying that they're going to practice chastity by having self-control and really honor and respect a girl by getting to understand all of her spice qualities. Now moms here in the room, it's really important that you support your daughter in living out a pure and chaste life. And one way you could do that is talk to your daughter about different ways that you can be chase around a boy, like activities, you know, with having healthy relationships with boys. And that might mean group outings, maybe to football games, or group outings to a movie. But it's so important that we help support our daughters and that you know the differences in sexual desire. I love John Paul II's quote when it comes to chastity. He says, "Living a chaste life is the sure way to happiness."